welcome back to the Real Respect and another edition of Smackdown Out of 10. And yeah, big show today, big episode of Smackdown this week, lots going on. We had the return of the Tribal Chief, John Cena and Triple H on the card, kind of billed as the season premiere episode of Smackdown. So yeah, obviously we're going to have lots of big stars, and John Cena kicked it off with a segment that teased the megastar challenging a Tribal Chief for the Universal Championship and introduced the main event for the night, Knight versus Solis Kerr. The crowd was red hot for all involved, and more importantly, treating Knight as equals to Cena and Reigns, which is huge. The company bolstered two of its top stars for the last 20 years. Any questions and concerns that the crowd were not as invested were raised here. Knight vs Kerr, the logical next step in the former's journey to the top prize, and may ultimately not win the gold. The idea from the male model going into this, really is incredible. Great start to SmackDown, really cementing Knight in a bunch of legends, and him in the next challenger, setting up a fun main event. Yeah, you can't complain about this episode of SmackDown. Great stuff. Before it's time for Brawling Brutes versus Pretty Deadly. Pretty Deadly's Prince suffered a shoulder injury in a match with Ridge Holland back in July. On Friday, he and Kit Wilson battered Holland and Butch into the Brawling Brutes. A broken forth saw the baby faces rolling late come to a sudden halt when Prince faked an injured Wilson took advantage. He was scoring the win. It's a great introduction for one of the best acts on the show, and they're great and been for a long time, perfect main roster, and can understand the significance of their character work. Good stuff here, and great work by a creative team, playing out the history of Holland as well that we all know about. And yeah, as long as they're all performable, it makes sense. 6 out of 10 for me. Great win for Pretty Deadly, reintroducing them. Would like to see more from the Brawling Brutes. Obviously we've seen them with Tyler Bate recently on NXT, and yeah, to be honest, that's really something I hope they can bring onto the main roster in SmackDown, because I really think that would elevate them. Before it's time for Zelina Vega versus Bayley. Don't look now, but Bayley won a match after what felt like an eternity of defeats, and the role model and the leader of Damage Control defeated Zelina Vega on Friday night, scoring a win in a match that she really needed to save Hove. After weeks of losses, the likes of Shotzi, Asuka and Charlotte first, she finally earned a victory, and it came in a fun little sprint of the match. Flair interjected after the bell, saving Vega from a beatdown at the hands of the victor and WWE Women's Champion Io Sky, seemingly pointing into a tag match if the booking trends and these are any part of the indication. The Queen's still very much in the hunt for Sky's title. Based on how she can rightly stake a claim for the opportunity based on the controversial inclusion of last week's bout, but her involvement here made sense. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10 overall. I thought the match was alright, but yeah, just the whole stuff afterwards, I'm not sure if I really felt it massively, to be honest. We're all going with the women's division at the moment, which is a bit of a shame. So yeah, unfortunately I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10, but it's no means a terrible segment. Triple H then revealed that Friday he only answered the hard-working Adam Pearce to promotion to Raw General Manager, but he hired a name to take over SmackDown, and that's former Impact Wrestling and NWA World Champion Nick Aldis. As if that's not newsworthy enough, Kevin Owens revealed that the superstar received for Jey Uso, and the Pride Fighter wasted little time dropping Dominic Mysterio with Stunner and putting an end to his whining and complaining. This is a noteworthy segment and a shape balance to SmackDown promos. Owens is a big get, even if it was a back and forth machine shows, and Aldis could freshen up the authority figure. He came across like a star here. Not sure about GM's coming back. I thought kind of went well with Postman Pierce, but hopefully it just stays like that. Nick Aldis, though, huge fan of him, and see him on WWE TV is going to be great. Owens on SmackDown as well, intriguing how that's all going to play out as well. So yeah, lots of questions coming out of that, but I think on the whole it's a positive move. Looking forward to seeing what happens. Before it's time for Cody and Joe versus Grayson Waller in Theory. And yeah, this was after Cody issued an open challenge. Waller in Theory accepted, and despite a strong effort, they were unable to get the gold. This match was strong, had great heat, and featured some of the best work we've seen out of Waller on the main roster today. Theory is a great pro wrestler, advanced well beyond his years, and both guys went toe-to-toe with two of the top stars in the company and never looked out of place. As important as match was, the face-to-face confrontation between Rhodes and Reigns was afterwards, and that suggests that there's definitely plans to run it back and yeah, end the story once and for all, which is probably the biggest thing to take from this. Nick Aldis broke it up as well, but there's almost a certainty that this can be redone over and over again. So yeah, the match was fine, but I think it's all about the main event segment and the big kind of payoff that we got there. It's definitely in somewhere, potentially WrestleMania again. Yeah, the tease. But moving on then to our main event segment, LA Knight versus Solo Sikoa. Before we saw kind of stare down seeing Charlotte Flair and Jade Cargill, massive, and I hope Jade Cargill just squashes her. That'd be the best thing for. So, but LA Knight anyway continued his rise with a match against Solo Sikoa, a perfectly acceptable match, but saw a great finish that saw Jimmy Uso once again flow out, leading a rare pinfall loss for the Bloodline in 4. So the involvement of Cena's suggests he will remain in the storyline and asset tonight that firmly looks to cement his status as a top tier star between him and Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel. And yeah, speaking of Reigns, he laid Knight out to close the show and further add credence to the idea that Megastar is a main event worthy competitor. I love the whole thing. Knight defeating Sikoa is huge for him. Reigns stands on top, but with Cena there, Knight there, yeah, it's going to be a massive few weeks for Knight. I think his popularity is really only going to skyrocket. So yeah, this gets a 7 out of 10 from me. Great stuff, and I just know it's going to get even better as the weeks go ahead. Overall, SmackDown this week gets 7 out of 10 from me. Yeah, I really enjoyed this episode of SmackDown. Obviously, lots going on with the GMs, the new people involved. Roman Reigns coming back, setting up that feud with LA Knight, which looks really, really intriguing. On the whole, this was a great show. I'm going to say 7 out of 10 for me. Yeah, just good stuff on the whole. And yeah, can't wait to see where WWE goes in the future weeks. But anyway, guys, that's a bit. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, daily wrestling news and subscribe to my channel. I'm greatly appreciated. Thanks for watching. Peace.